And we're live. We're live. We're back. The farm is back. Dylan, you're in Kentucky.
Lexington, baby. UK.
Was
it UK, the UK Wildcats? Is Kentucky Wildcats? Listen, is that blasphemy? Like, I'm not a Lexington. I'm not a Kentucky guy.
It's the Wildcats.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You got Kentucky, then you got Louisville.
Yeah,
dude, I drove through the Cumberland Gap through Tennessee, though. You know, it's in that song.
Yeah,
and, dude, it was beautiful, but it's
wagon wheel. That's it. That's
You're old and you're driving, your damn hips. I'm not old, but when you're driving, your hips hurt, your leg hurts.
We're about to go to Atlanta. I was thinking about do we bring a kettlebell and just stop, at the rest areas and do a little bit of
that shit.
Just
it's just you know what it is? I said stop on my map and it was Five Guys, dude. It's Five Guys and you can fuck off, dude. Because Five Guys is the creme de la creme of
it is. It's the best.
Dude, and I mean this. I eat that Five Guys burger. I'm like, this is fucking fantastic every time. Yeah. Every time I get it, it's just an absolute delight. And it's like my favorite place to stop. I had to pull over a couple times to pee, man. But you know what's sketchy? When you go through the tunnels of West Virginia, I don't give a fuck, dude. I skydived. I did all the things. Tunnels freak me the fuck out. Like when you're going through a mountain and you're side by side, because about a bunch of 18-wheelers roll through there too. So and they're just hugging you. You're like, man, this is. If the thing goes, I just hope it comes down and crushes me because I don't want to be trapped in here.
I mean, but that's like never happens at all. Like I'm talking about never ever in the history. Like the scenario in which that mountain collapses is there's like a nuclear event in which that might as well drop it on my head anyways. You know what I'm saying, dude? Just end it. I keep telling Penelope you're in Kentucky. She keeps saying he's in Turkey. That's close. We're back though. Breaking down an 8-game MLB slate.
We 9 games. But we can't count or we can't read.
Oh yeah. I'm half tired. I'm half tired. It'll be fun. It's a fun slate. This is maybe the worst pitching slate I've seen in 2 months. It's horrible. I don't know if you looked at pitching. It's absolutely horrendous. Even the guys up top are you can't trust them with a 10-foot pole, especially the guys up top. And the guys I'm playing are just. It's absolutely horrendous out here in these streets. I like to slate though a lot.
You're doing the big 8s. I've been traveling working all day, so
the
I won't be able to play the trip 8s. But I know you're.
It's a fun. You only have to be 400 people. Yeah, you only have to be 400 people, right? And to me, it's that is a much easier proposition. We've beat 50,000 people, 60,000 people before, and we're about to beat 190,000 people in best ball MLB.
I could murder 50,000 people with my hands. If I had to,
I could murder more than I think I could take out probably a couple million. Dude, actually, how many? Hold on, let's.
A couple million?
No, hold on. No, this is absolutely true. How many women are there on the planet? So half. I could take out probably 3 billion people. I'll leave.
There's some Olga. There's some Olga just absolute.
I mean, no offense, but women and children would be if you just it's just straight battle 1v1. I think I could get pretty deep into the ranks. I'm not going to beat most. I'm not going to beat all of the men, but I could take out probably if it's Mortal Kombat. If it's Mortal Kombat, if it's Mortal Kombat, how many? There's 7 billion people. Is that right? It's roughly 7 billion.
Yeah.
I think I could probably take out 6.9 billion. I'm sure.
It's funny you say that. Women and children first. Obviously that'd be the easy pickings, and they wouldn't kill me. I would just die from fatigue of murdering them. I would die from exhaustion.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a Mortal Kombat fight to that. Also, guys, make sure you listen to the context. This is not condoning. No, it's just we're talking about for beating the amount of people we have to beat. 400 people is not that many people in the big.
Dude, but there's a guy in this hotel with he works at the hotel, and I'm pretty sure he just carries boxes all day. He's got absolutely calves from hell. When I see a guy with massive calves, I always wonder is it because you're overweight? Because a lot of times people are like, man, how'd you get calves? Right? You either put on a lot of work. It's not genetic. Me and you've been doing a lot of calf stuff.
I know. Hold on. There's 2 muscle groups that are highly genetic. Forearms and calves are 2 muscles that people try to work out regularly, but it's very genetic. Dude, Dad, for example, our family has giant calf muscles.
Yeah, but he has carried more weight around, so he has big calves.
It's very hard to put muscle into your calves and to your forearms. It's just a fact. It doesn't matter. You can lean those muscles out, but it's hard to bulk those muscles. Even bodybuilders, you see it on the stage. Often guys don't have phenomenal cast.
What I'm saying is you see the guys, and I mean this. We do a lot of pack work. We should talk baseball, but I think when you see a heavier guy, and I think that's the reason big people have casts, because when they slim out, their casts stay huge because they're carrying around their weight.
Dude, absolutely. Who's that guy from Remember the Titans? That big actor. Like he's in pretty good shape now. The problem is, man, I feel what I'm talking about. Ethan something I want to say is Ethan Suplee. I think it's something along those lines. But yeah, he's he's a guy that kind of cut down. I'm sure like he's strong as shit because he carried around an additional 400 pounds that he didn't need his entire life, basically. Dude, I think it is very much true. I think a lot of your like genetics play a role in those muscles, and I think genetics play a role just in terms of how you build muscle. Anyways, like there was guys that we went to school with that were just like didn't work out. That were just like Adonises, just and like we're little like rabbits. Like we work hard, right? but like we've been working out for a decade and a half, more than that. We're 34, 2 decades at least in the gym. Like we're not physical specimens by any means, but
we're grinders though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're grinders. Yeah.
Dude, we're win by attrition, and that's our best about suits as well. It's like, dude, I'll out attrition your ass. Like I'm not a quitter.
No, 100%. Yeah, that keep me in the streets. Also, like, real quick on the underdog, we're in the semis. We got 3 teams in the semis, which will be fun. PCA went off for me last night, double dong.
Walk has 30 points.
Yeah, I'm in second in both leagues. In one league, in one term, I don't have a pitcher. The other one, I do have Sanchez. Unfortunately, I lost Fried, who was on both teams. A little bit sad face there, but there's a lot of guys. I mean, at this point in the tournament, like pretty much every team I'm facing has multiple guys out. Like, it's just the name of the game at this point. We want to get.
I got an absolute juggernaut in my pod. He has good pitching, and he has Ohtani and PCA.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. You'll see the Dodgers again. I like the Dodgers tonight. We'll get to that. That's the last game on the slate, but there's a lot of goodness in this. Yeah, on the Dodgers side, the truth of the matter is though, there's not a lot of Dodgers that have been producing highly. Even in the quarterfinals, there wasn't a lot of Dodgers. Shohei just will be there because he is still available to him. Like guys, there's guys, if like Shohei still had a great season, so like he over the course of the season still produced well, even if he didn't produce much in the quarterfinals. And so there was teams that got through that without Shohei doing much of the last 2 weeks. With that said, we have before us we have a big slate ahead. Is that some palm juice for you?
Little palm sponsor.
Yeah, good for the old ticker.
75 grams of sugar. Yeah. Let's go. No, I'm just kidding.
It is pretty how many? It's a lot, but it's fun. It's all natural.
Yeah. We're growing some pomegranates on the farm. So quickly, jump into the games. We're growing a couple cold hardy palm bushes. So
yeah, dude, those are.
I'll show the handful of viewers when we get there. When they listen. By the time my cold hardy palm bushes, I hope people are dialed into what we're shilling. Yeah. The best thing about what everyone can expect from these streams is like, man, we're gonna give everything out for free. Everything we're doing, everything we're winning. We will start a Discord, but if you want to support us there, that's great. But dude, our goal is to provide this content for free. Hope you enjoy it. Hope you get a little bit of information out of it. But me and you are total vibes guys. Like this is a vibes game, and the vibe is fun. You know what I mean?
We said it's art and science, and like use the science. We use the free tools that are available because it's also like make it fun too. Don't do it as like, dude, it's like this is my last dollar. If I don't win this, I'm gonna lose out.
It's your last dollar on a 5-way home run.
Yeah. I think that's just a bad way to play. Also, like people like I talked to you about this, but like, dude, gambling basically was invented when the Greeks started like organized sports. Like gambling has been around in some capacity for 3,000 years, maybe even before that, maybe in ancient civilization times, maybe when the younger Dryas took out those ancient civilizations, there was gambling on sports back then. Who knows?
Yeah.
There's not
it's
a good
camaraderie, right? It's camaraderie.
It is. Yeah, it's a competitive nature, right? Like I think there's a couple of things it hits on. It hits on like we have a stake in the game. Like we are doing analysis and like trying to beat other folks, and we're not like playing against the house, right? Which is even more fun. I think like the betting side, you are doing betting against the house, but for the most part, in like DFS, you're playing against other schmucks like you and me. And I'm beatable, and you're beatable, but so are a lot of people. So. Without further ado, you want to dive into this? There's some injuries in NFL best ball that we'll get to over the weekend, but man, it's been
kick us off.
It's been a grind. All right, let's start with one thing to note. There's some weather I saw in the Chicago game. Kevin Roth is out, so like I'm having a hard time figuring out like how that game's gonna run through. Like I do think the game will play. It looks like, but there's on and off shower, so I'm not entirely sure like what's gonna happen. I don't love the pitching in that game for that reason. The wind is blowing out like 10 miles an hour. So like I did consider Chicago and I still may consider them, but like the weather's a concern. Outside of that, I think there's a little weather in the Coors game, but it's going to play. I don't have a good read, so maybe I'll just keep an eye on the Chicago game, and I would tell you to keep an eye on it as well if you're going to play that. But let's go to Boston. Start there. We have Ranger Suarez on the mound for Boston. We have Merrill Kelly on the mound for Arizona. Boston's been a buzzsaw. There's a lot of Boston players in the semifinals of underdog best ball. I see a lot of Abreu who put up like 180 in the quarters. So I think Boston's in a good spot again against Merrill Kelly. Merrill Kelly is to me a serviceable pitcher at 7.3 though. And likewise with Ranger. I think Ranger is like, when I look at the slate, probably one of the safest, especially with Ketel Marte now being shelved because he's a bit of a drama queen. I think the team, he's just not showing up, right? I think that's an issue.
We just don't know we don't really know the full issue there.
No. This is he said this to the coaches many times. They say sometimes he just doesn't feel like playing, and he often will say that to the coaches, and like he tries to tell the coaches to take him out of the lineup multiple times. And this happened throughout his career. People said that before the season when you were drafting. Like, he's a great offensive player, but like there's something about the personality that's not a good fit in Arizona. Maybe he just doesn't feel like Arizona's playing for anything. He just doesn't want to get hurt. I don't know. There's maybe more to the story there. But with that said, I do think Ranger Suarez at 8.7 is a great play. He's like one of the top on the board for me. I think he's, fair price too. I think he could be 9K, 9.5 in the spot. I'd still consider him just given the lack of pitching options we have. And Arizona's pretty weak, right? You have Corbin Carroll up top and you have Moreno, but like without Ketel Marte, this offense is pretty weak. I don't, and then with the Boston side, I do think maybe people go to Boston. I think Merrill Kelly's still been serviceable. I think he can go deep into games, which can limit the damage of Boston. So this is a pitch or pass game for me. I do lean to the Ranger Suarez side. I do lean to the Boston money line, but I'm not going to be playing bats here. What about you? What are you thinking?
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I lean to the under in this game. This is a game I kind of want to avoid because I think Merrill Kelly, although he's been pretty bad, Boston's been pretty good. You're going to get Boston ownership because of that. I think it's a fine spot to kind of jump off of Boston. We've seen Merrill Kelly work his way through lineups fine, and I disagree that I don't know what Kettle's doing because the Diamondbacks are still playing for the playoffs. So I just don't. People can have diva streaks and all this, but like at the end of the day, you have a once in a lifetime job and a gift. And Ketel Marte is an all-star. Like, he's a superstar when he's healthy. And listen, be thankful every day that you can go out there and play and live your dream out, right? So, like, it's hard. It's easy for me to say that from the chair. And I know these guys go through a lot. And I say this all the time. Baseball players, it's not the same impact as football. But, like, it's a grind because you're out there for so long. There's so many games. So I get that. Man, use your gift. It's us with office jobs and us layman, man. Like we envy you. So get out there and play. Like I said, it's easy to say, and I'm not in that position, so it would be hard for me to do. But man, you see a lot of people, and that's the reason it turns people off. Is like, man, you have an absolute lifetime, a once in a lifetime ability to play baseball at the highest level, and you're a superstar. You're not just a below average player. You're an amazing player. So get out there. If you're healthy, but I don't know what lives in people's hearts and their heads. But yeah, in this game is a game I'm going to avoid from bats, just because I think there's some leverage to be had if you don't play the bats in this game. Mostly the Boston side, they're going to come in with ownership because Kelly has been so bad. So it's going to be a pass game for me, and hoping it doesn't come back to bite me.
Yeah, Boston will be owned. Merrill Kelly is serviceable though, and I do think Ranger Suarez. When I just look at this, I think he'll be the highest owned pitcher, if not number 1 or 2 for sure. Just given his price and like given that the Arizona lineup is pretty weak now. When you take the second best bat away, it's going to be a little bit easier for Ranger to kind of get through the lineup. Ranger has been up and down though, so there's some risk there still. And Boston's not the best pitcher spark. It's I would say about average there. But yeah, I lean the Boston side. I will be fading Boston bats tonight though. Please do not hit. Come on, Will. I want Abreu to stop the run. Let's go to New York. We're going to the Mets game. We have Zach Thornton on the mound for the Mets, and we have Robbie Ray for San Diego. Robbie Ray's 8.5. Thornton is 8.2. This is a pass game to me. I don't trust Robbie Ray. I don't think you can trust Thornton. San Diego's been on a heater lately. I guess I would lean towards Robbie Ray if I had a choice. I still prefer Rangers straight up over him. But like Robbie Ray, I mentioned this earlier though. Every time he gets later in the season, as he starts to accumulate more innings, he gets worse and worse and worse. And I think the Mets could be a sneaky stack here against him because I think again he may be played. But like Robbie Ray as he gets extended to the season generally, like even if you look at his last year's record, like even the year before that, it's basically like as he accumulates innings, he just like starts to deteriorate a little bit, and he's just getting older too. So I think that's getting amplified a bit. So yeah, at 8.5 and at 8.2, like this is just a pass game for me. It's in Citi Field too, so to me a bum down to bats. And San Diego's been hot. And Thornton's been serviceable as well, but this is just like not a pitch or a pass or not a an offense or pass. It's just a pass game for me.
Yeah, I think something I want to to talk on. Actually, I do like the bats a lot in this game, and it's really the San Diego side. And why is that, right? There's two factors here. I don't think Thornton is very good. I know he's been okay. The Mets are playing for anything, and the San Diego team is absolutely charging. Early in the season, there was high strikeout rates there. We're targeting them. We saw yesterday against Nolan McLean. He was so lucky on yesterday's slate. There was maybe 4 instances watching that game where they sent a guy home and he got thrown at home. I think he gave up like 6 straight hits that ended the ending because the guys were thrown out at home. So poor base running potentially for the Padres, but man, they are on a heater. Tatis, Merrill, all these guys. I think they're a very interesting stack in a park that doesn't play up for power, but they do run a little bit. And because the Mets aren't playing for anything, if San Diego can put a number on them early, you're probably going to get a pretty terrible bullpen from the Mets. So my A side in this game is easily the Padres. I'm going to bet them as well, and I like them a lot in DFS. Just because I think they're going to be lower owned, pretty contrarian stack on the slate. Robbie Ray can be played against, right? I definitely prefer the Mets against lefties. I mean, righties, not lefties, so maybe there's a small demerit there. But for me, it's going to be the Padres stack in this game. It's kind of a contrarian take.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, if you look at Thornton's numbers, they're not good, man. It's a 16% strikeout rate. That's horrible. 18.9% whiff rate. Ooh, not good. I mean, he doesn't walk a lot of guys, but the rest of the numbers are not very good. The ground ball rate's like league average. So I think, a team like San Diego that's heating up against a guy that doesn't strike anyone out, I like it, man. I could get on board. I'm a Jackson Merrill truther. Again, I drafted so much of him this year. I just believe he's really good at baseball. I think he could be a top 12 player in the league at some point if he can stay healthy. Him and White Langford, to me, are similar guys. And so I'm with you there. I think I could bet San Diego here. The Mets, to me, still have kind of given up on the season. They've showed life at times, but I'm with you on the San Diego side for sure. All right, let's go to the next game here. We're going to Minnesota. We have Tyler Mahle on the mound for the Braves, which, dude, in his first start looked great for us, versus Zebby Matthews. So Tyler Mahle is 8K, Zebby Matthews is 7.7. Zebby, again, is a prospect. He's a guy that I think I would like maybe next year doing some drafts. I may end up drafting him. He's been able to get through a lot of innings. He hasn't been great, though. He's not in contention for me against the Braves. The Braves didn't look great at all against Bailey Ober last night, which was weird. Bailey Ober is not a guy that strikes anybody out. Zebby Matthews at 7.7, I guess against other teams, potentially I would play him in Minnesota. The Braves are healthy now, and I think the Braves will continue to be one of the better offenses in baseball when they're completely healthy. So not interested in Zebby. But no, I think it kind of negates. I think he's still above average pitcher, so I won't be playing the Braves here tonight. And then Mahle, Mahle's not very he's been pretty good though. By all accounts, his last start he was phenomenal. What was the line? Did you have the line in front of you? I mean, the last 2 starts just been 28 and 27 DraftKings points. So
Mahle might be my favorite pitcher player on the slate. Are you kidding me? I think you're bearing the lead. I mean, the Twins. I'm off the Twins pretty heavily, and I think Mahle is kind of an underrated asset now, especially whenever you get these guys that we once looked at Mahle as a guy that's really struggled against lefties, which he does, and I think some of the scarier bats in that lineup with the righties there. So I think Mahle on a contending team like the Braves is just going to elevate his game.
Interesting.
And you've seen that recently. And I think against the Twins, not a very on paper scary lineup. I know they're very, very good in runs. I still think it's going to regress. I'm going to scream that to the end of the season. So I think Mahle is kind of a priority pitcher for me on this slate. I agree with you and Zebby. I think Zebby can work his way through teams. Never want to play pitchers against the Braves. So that's just a no-go. No starter for me there for him. But definitely Mahle is in the player pool. And he's one of my favorite pitchers on the slate.
Interesting. I think with the lack of pitcher options, he definitely makes a lot of sense. I can't get the stink out of my mouth with him. He's one
for one. Looking at him versus Ranger Suarez, I think it's pretty easy for me to just go him because
interesting.
I definitely think the Twins lineup is far inferior to the Diamondbacks lineup, even without Ketel Marte there.
Yeah, the Twins have been somewhat pesky, and Ranger Suarez, his numbers, strikeout rate's a lot higher. I think without Ketel Marte, I would still lean Ranger. I think maybe at cost you can make that argument. I mean, there's a bit of a discount with Mahle, but I don't know if I'll get there.
Yeah, but let me just outline something for you quickly. We're just doing some comparisons. I mean, Ranger, we don't want to look at game logs because that's not the best indicator, but DFS points for Ranger Suarez in his last 4 will go 9, 3.2, 4.9, 18.6. Not great. And on top of that, the pitch counts are relatively poor. 81 pitches, 70 pitches, 65, 64. That's gotta concern you a little bit. We'll juxtapose that with Mahle, who's been 93, 92, 99 pitches in his last 3, 27, 28, 16 fantasy points. I think that is just a screaming value for me. And you're looking at them, you're getting Mahle cheaper. So if you're looking at them with a $700 savings, I think Mahle is the far superior option. And pitching for the Braves with that run support there, it's more likely he gets to win. So that's just my lean is heavily on the Tyler Mahle side versus Ranger Suarez.
Interesting. Yeah, I think you made a great case.
And
I don't know
look at those extra 20 pitches, and it's not meaningful, but that means Ranger Suarez, he's not going to touch 90 pitches tonight.
I think, I think he could. It more is that he's just not been good, so they just haven't been letting him. Like if he starts off and he's like through 5 innings at 76 pitches, 6 strikeouts and 1 earned run, like they're going to keep him in there. He'll get to 90, right? It just depends. Like if we see he continues to give up walks and gets hit, like then he's obviously won't go as long. But I think that's a fair case to be made. Maybe the discount is enough there to kind of push Molly over.
Let me see the lineup, and just because I don't want to go forever here, but I just want to see the Twins lineup. We got a lot of righties in here. Obviously, you have Culpepper, who's a prospect there, but the lineup's relatively weak, right? We're looking at Keishu, Larnack, Jeffers, Bell, Clemens, Lewis, Berksley, Rodin, and Culpepper. Not an imposing lineup there. So that's just my lean. And, you look at the Diamondbacks lineup. We'll just go through this quickly so we can continue on. But Vargas, Carroll, Moreno, Perdomo, Tawa, Lauer, McCann, Fernandez, Waldschmidt. So also not the best lineup. So I get your point, but for me, it's going to be Molly all day.
Yeah, when you look at team totals, I think Arizona is like one of the, if not the lowest on the entire slate. They're one of the lowest. I think they may be the lowest on the 9-game slate. So I get what you're saying. And maybe it's like, I think both Molly and Ranger are definitely in play, but maybe Molly slightly, and just given what we've seen recently. I don't know. I'm torn there. I haven't really made a decision on either of those guys yet, but I like what the case you made for Molly. I do lean to the Brave side here. I think they win this game. I think Zebby he showed improvement too. So maybe I would even lean potentially under here. I just hate taking unders in the Braves games because sometimes they just go nuclear. Nothing else to add from that game though. Let's go to KC. Our boys, the Royals. It's crazy. I drafted so many Royals and I'm in the semis now and I don't have any Royals left. Actually, I have Isaac Collins, but that's just weird that I have just him.
He's not
yeah, I know. He's not going to score for me. Actually, he is scoring right now, but we have it doesn't matter. We have Jack Perkins on the mound for the Athletics, and then we have a combo, like an opener, book reliever, and Dylan Lynch. And is that Michael Black? Mason Black. Damn, I always, I'm just guessing at these guys that I don't know their book reliever roles. This is definitely an offense or pass game. Man, I have a struggle playing the Athletics right now with them being so banged up, Dylan. Like, it's just, I can't feel good about like an entire team stack. And maybe this is a good spot. KC, obviously, they moved the dimensions in. It really hasn't benefited the park too much, but like,
it's because Kansas City's been so damn horrible.
Yeah, Kansas City's been bad.
The Dodgers park is so good because it's the Dodgers. Like, they're hitting the ball out. I mean, there's so much power there. And I think
go ahead.
Kansas City has suffered from that a little bit. So
yeah. I think if the Athletics were healthy, I'd like them a lot more. I'm just worried that this lineup is not. So like when I look to stack a team, like I want guys to hit and run around, and you have like individual plays that are great. Like I still like Lawrence Butler. I like Bolte a few plays. I mean, there's players, like individual plays I like. So maybe like as a one-off here, but I struggle stacking a team that's just kind of. There's a lot of AAA guys on the roster right now, just given injuries. So I think the Athletics will be a pass. I mean, you could go back to Kansas City here. The issue with Kansas City I have is they're really expensive, right? They're a priority stack. If you play them, I played them last night and they scored a bunch of runs and I still didn't place because you had to have the Dodgers, right? So it's like when you look at the Dodgers, you're playing the Dodgers or Kansas City. You can't play them both, right? It's impossible to play both the studs from KC and the studs from the Dodgers tonight. So when I'm like, apples to oranges here, I think I prefer the Dodgers, just in cores against Feltner. But yeah, you could talk me into KC. So I do think KC wins this game. This could be like a shootout, though, to some degree, like a 7-10 game.
That's exactly how I feel. I feel this game could be shooting a shootout, and I like this. I like pieces on both sides, but I don't know if I want to make this my full entree. Right? This is a game where you look at the donut. It's not your donut; it's your sprinkles. You know what I mean? This is a sprinkle game where you want to get a couple of pieces. Sprinkles are good and they're tasty, right? But it's hard to guess which sprinkle is going to be valuable. So I think this is a game where I could pull bats, but mostly guys at the top of the lineup for both teams. Both the bottom half of these lineups are pretty damn weak, and that's pretty concerning. And turning the lineup over, right? I love that Michael's back from my best ball team, my solo team that's in the semis here. Love that he's back because he actually had a pretty decent day yesterday. And him in that lineup's great because he runs as well. So I think it does help the Royals maybe turn the lineup over more. They're my preferred side. I love Law Dog. That guy's when he's on a heater, he's on a heater. Was bad yesterday, but yeah, he's a guy that definitely won off on that side. Bolte, as you mentioned, runs a little bit too. So once again, this is going to be my sprinkle game. Definitely interested in bats. No way I'm touching pitchers in this game, though.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think, obviously Jack Kaggs, big lefty. Dude, the StatCast on him, if you guys pull up Baseball Savant, just look at his StatCast. It's phenomenal.
It's so good.
Obviously, Bobby Witt came back and just smashing home runs. I like those two individual plays. Again, they're expensive, right? So you're kind of picking between those guys and Dodgers bats. Like, that's kind of tough. Like Jack Kaggs or Freddie Freeman. I don't know. It's a toss-up tonight. And when I'm looking at like other guys, like Michael Massey is a guy I don't like to forget about. His profile is actually pretty legit too. But then you have some weaker stuff, like you mentioned, this deeper in the lineup, and they also start to pull these guys and platoon them. So like then I get worried that I'm going to get a guy that gets 2 at bats, and you can't do that in DFS, right? Like, yeah, maybe that guy hits a home run, but that's such a risk, and I think it's not worth taking on this slate. So I lean the KC side. I think this game could go shootout. Though, so like I don't cross off your board, and there is some value in the athletic side, but I don't think I'm gonna get there tonight. All right, chugging along. I think we got a couple. We got still some games left. Let's go to Milwaukee here. This is this should be a pitcher's duel, but like I do have concerns with these guys. We have Kyle Harrison on the mound for Milwaukee, and then we have Bryce Miller. I was gonna call him Brad Miller. Brad Miller's a closer for the Washington, I think. Right? I don't know. Fuck these names just always get me.
You're the worst at names. It's like I know you know these guys, and like you can never get their names right.
This is why I just feel like I discard that information. Then I'm like, all right, recall. But yeah, so Harrison's 10K, Miller's 9.5. Dude, to be honest, like if this game happened maybe like 2 months ago, I would be like in on both these guys. Dude, what we've seen recently from both pitchers is very scary. Like the strikeout numbers are way down. Both guys seem to be searching. And I don't want to pay 10K and 9.5 for guys that are searching. With that said, I don't want to play bats against them because if they do find their stuff, then it's like, oh, your lineup's dead because you stacked against a pitcher who is like, still sub ace quality, but like still a top of the rotation guy. I just can't touch this game, man. Like I guess if I had only, it'd be Harrison because I don't like playing pitchers against Milwaukee, but still like Seattle's been heating up too. So it's like, this is just a pass game for me. Like you would think like I would be pitcher or pass, but this is just an entire pass game. I just can't trust either pitcher really to play them in DFS at those prices. And like Milwaukee would be the lean offensively, but like, it's just so thin. I think there's so many better spots. Milwaukee's still expensive too. So it's just a pass game all around.
Yeah, this is like a Super Mario mystery box game where like you hit it and you hope it's something good and you chase it down. And there's other games where I have a pretty good feel where I hit the Mario box. Maybe it's a mushroom, right? We're gonna grow, and I have a good indication I want to chase it. This game I have no idea. Like I have it could be anything. There's so many possible outcomes in it. That's a weak way for me to say like I'm throwing my hands up at this game. Like both pitchers should be better than they've been. But both offenses are also playing pretty well. So that being said, it's a closed shop game. I'm not going to be playing it, and I hope it doesn't kick me in the ass. But I'm definitely not playing these pitchers at those prices.
No.
Both these offenses playing a little bit better. So for me, it's going to be a complete pass. And like you said, I just don't want to target bats against these guys if they start to show a little bit of form in this spot. So easy game to just mark out for me and just move on.
Yeah, agreed. Let's go to the great state of Texas here. We got Cal Contra on the mound for Texas, and then we have Jay Kent. His name is Jackson. They call him Jackson Kent for Washington. I don't know much about Kent. Do you have any insight on this Jackson Kent guy? Pull up. Do you have Savant in front of me? Pull up while I talk.
No.
So, Cal Contra for Texas is like if you look at the DraftKings numbers, like they're not. The last 5 have actually been pretty good. Like I think he's he's a number 4 pitcher. I think he's still like, a bottom tier starter in the league. I think Washington is they're banged up, right? I mean, they sold off. Like, I don't like playing Washington at this point in the season when Wood's hurt. They got rid of a lot of guys. You still have Abrams there, but like the rest of the guys are just like, they got rid of Garcia. Like, there's some bats that you could talk me into playing, but it is, in Texas, which is generally a pitcher's park. With that said, I lean to the Texas side. Like I don't have much info on Jackson Kent. I don't imagine is he a prospect?
Let me. Jackson Kent is the number 8 prospect for the Nationals. Not a top 100 prospect, but his underlines are actually okay. Okay. I mean, so it's not bad. It looks like a pretty heavy ground ball guy. Decent strikeout stuff as well. Don't want to play him against Texas, but definitely a guy that's like maybe he's okay. Maybe he'll be a decent big leaguer at some point. So I know you like stacking against prospects, but as you mentioned, this is a game where in Texas, do you really want to take that risk if Kent? I think sometimes it can go both ways. It can go where a prospect comes up and he's not very good and he's worried. He's really struggling. Kent's thrown a couple of innings this year already, 4 innings in the majors, and hasn't been good. But it's one of those things like, well, there's not a lot of tape on him, right? You don't know the intricacies of this guy as much, so maybe he can work through. There's no way he goes deep in this game either. So with that being said, I definitely lean the Rangers as a bet, but I don't want to pick on Kent right now. I think his underlines are actually okay, and that the bottom half of the Rangers lineup is pretty weak, right?
It's a little scary.
We mentioned that a couple of times. So it's going to be a void game for me. Contral's a guy I picked on in the past. People forget Contral was a first-round draft pick, and that doesn't matter now. He's 30 years old, so you can throw that out the window. But I think sometimes he shows glimmers of being a decent big leaguer. So you find reasons to play or not play guys. And if someone said I'm stacking this game, I don't care what you say. That's fine. Do your thing. But for me, it's not going to be a game I'm going to play. But I have bet the Rangers already because I know they're hunting for that playoff spot. And I do think they're the ace side in this matchup.
No, for sure. Yeah, I've struggled. I struggle playing Washington. I think there's so many better spots. I think Washington would be like the bottom tier out of the 18 teams they're playing. Like they're like in the bottom third for sure of offense. I want to stack. I do like individual plays. I like White Langford a lot. Like he's a guy that's going to be probably batting leadoff. They moved him to the number 1 spot. I don't know if he's batting leadoff tonight, but like I like that in the outfield, a guy that hits and runs. And I think he's starting to perform really well. And when he's healthy, I think he's just a superstar. So don't forget about him. He would be more of a one-off for me. As you mentioned, like deeper down into the Rangers lineup, like Nima I like a lot, but he doesn't run really much anymore. I like Jake Berger's power, but like that's all he has. He's a true outcomes guy, a walk, strikeout, or home run. And that doesn't make for like a great stack. I think it can be, in certain spots, it's great if you want to stack like a 3-man, but I don't have a ton of love for the Rangers tonight. White Langford is a guy though. I have a bet for a home run. I do like him here. I like to, the little guys against prospects. I don't know if I'll play him tonight, but I think, the Rangers side is what I'm leaning towards. I think I'll bet the Rangers money line here as well.
All right.
Let's go to Chicago here. So this is a game that does have weather, so just keep an eye on it. I'm not a weatherman. I don't know. It does look like there's going to be rain. I don't imagine that this, like what I saw, doesn't look like it'll get postponed unless like they just think it's going to be ugly enough or like they don't want to extend it too late into the evening and they just want to do like a doubleheader tomorrow. I don't know really what they're thinking, but we'll just keep an eye on it. We do have Kevin Gausman on the mound for Chicago. Then we have an opener bulk reliever with Eric Fetty and Hudson. This is another game, man. Like when I first logged in and this morning I was like, oh, like the wind's blowing out in Chicago. I'm interested in Chicago bats. My boy Seha, he's been hot. PCA has been great. The weather scared me off a little bit. And I think that's like the main reason. I still am in Chicago, but they're really expensive, right? Like I mentioned this with Kansas City. I think they kind of fit that bill as well. It's like Chicago's in a great spot. They could put a bunch of runs, but like they're really expensive and you have to play them over guys like the Dodgers, right? So that's the concern I have, Dylan. The lean is definitely towards Chicago. I can't trust Kevin Gausman at 9K. That's where I'm at. I mean, I pretty much haven't been able to trust Kevin.
Without weather though, like Gausman's a veteran where like he's going to come out and have these performances occasionally. But people look at the White Sox and sometimes they look at them as in the light of yesteryear, and they're not the yesteryear team. Yeah. Like they have guys in that lineup that just absolutely make life a headache for pitchers. But like guys like Brandon Montgomery, Coastal Montgomery, they strike out. Murakami strikes out. So there's definitely a lot of strikeouts to be had. But if there's any bit of weather concern, you just kind of have to X pitchers off, So like that's the way I operate.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with you. The Cubs are really a great place to make a stand on this slate. I think they're definitely a team that you want to target. I mean, they're just hit and run. PCA is an absolute menace. So man, people are really undersold. Like, we always look at guys and this is what he's going to do. He's always going to do this. And like PCA is he's a dog. So do we not think he's going to improve? Do we not think certain guys, he's taken a massive step forward with the bat this year. And he's going to be a first round draft pick next year. He could be a top 5 draft pick next year in best ball.
His pitch selection is still horrible, but like he's so uber athletic that it doesn't even matter at this point. Like he's overcome the inefficiencies in his bat, right? Like he's overcome that.
He's also bad at pitch selection. Occasionally, there's Ohtani, but he hits like high fastballs out. He hits low fastballs out. It's just like sometimes your bat's just going to prevail. And I
think when you're athletic like PCA is, it's like you. And I think he does have superstar potential. And we're seeing. I think he's going to win MVP for that now. I think him and Shohei are going tit for tat here. I don't know. I think PCA may be still minus like 120 to win it. But I'm with you on this. With that said, so I get the Gausman take. Again, I won't touch it given the weather. Maybe if the weather was clean, I'd be more interested. The Cubs side offensively though, where do you feel? I mean, they're expensive, right? Say he has like 5.8 now.
They're a priority. If you want to play them, right? It's like, where do you want to make your stands? Cubs bats are definitely interesting to me if the weather's okay, right? If you give me an excuse, maybe there's some sketchy weather, that's fine. The White Sox bullpen has been okay. Their pitching's been decent. I really wish Shane Smith was up for the start. I don't know why they're scared. Why are you throwing Hudson out here? You got your ace in AAA. He just had one good start. I know he's been not the best, but like if the White Sox want to go anywhere, you need him to be a guy in your rotation at the end of the season. So get him up now. Like why there's like Martin's hurt. It doesn't make any sense what they're doing. But anyway,
I want them to lose. I need the Indians to win the World Series for this. million. Like the Indians are going to win. I keep calling the Indians the Guardians. I need the Guardians to win the World Series. They're not going to win, but man, come on, baby.
You're gonna get canceled.
Yeah, I'm dead.
White people, not even the Indians. Like the Indians are like they don't give a shit. It's like the white people are come out.
Yeah, they're
like how dare you? How dare you call the Indians that their dead name, boy? Which is crazy to me. Like
the disrespect.
Like I think it was Chief Wahoo why they were upset, but like, can they still be the Indians? You just change their mascot? Like, come on, why are people so soft? Like the Indians, like, oh, we had to change their name from the Indians. Like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
like, come on,
it's silly.
All right. Anyways, let's move on.
Yeah, so on that game, it's just like keep an eye on the weather. I do like the Chicago side. I'll probably throw some of those guys in some lineups as long as the weather looks okay. I haven't really, dude. None of the pitchers I've played or like in my mock build, we haven't even got to them yet. So I know you're gonna feel like this is the grossest.
Yeah, I think ever. You should consider.
No, let's. Yeah, I like Trevor Molly. You've made a foundation. Yeah, talking about who you, Trevor Bauer. You're like conflating guys.
Another guy that got
he got totally boned by the league. I also think he's. Yeah, I also feel like he's kind of like I don't think he's like a nice guy, and I think that's part of the reason he's kind of like a, I don't know, like a bad personality to have. So maybe that was it. I do think he got a little bit blackballed. Like some lady set him up, and then like now the league just doesn't want him back because he's still a solid pitcher. But
he could be a number 2 on a lot of teams. That's just a fact.
He could play. Yeah, he could probably start. He's probably better than Eric Fetty's pitching tonight for the White Sox.
100% better than Eric Fetty. Not even a question mark.
All right, well, let's go to Houston. And this is the smash play of the night here. Wanted to get to my boys in Houston. So we have Christian Javier on the mound for Houston. We have Clausen on the mound for the Angels. Let's start with Javier. So like he is up and down. He's 7-5. So he just faced the Angels two turns ago. Actually 3 turns ago, and he put up like 27 fantasy points. And I love him again here. The Angels are completely just beat up. And the only bat you have to be afraid of in the Angels lineup is Mike Trout. Javier's a risk, but at 7-5 in Houston against the Angels, I like him a lot. I do think he's like safe for 15 to 20 points here, just because the Angels come in. If you look at their lineup, especially on StatCast,
listen, I wouldn't say he's safe for 15 to 20 points here.
Yeah, let me just. Yeah, he's not safe. He's not safe. Yeah, that's a bad.
He put up 20 points once this season. That's his only double-digit start. The only double-digit score was 27 points.
Yeah,
what is the outlier? Is it the 1? Is it the 7? Is it the 27? It looks like that, or is it the 5? Or is it the 6? Or is it the 8? It's the 27. That's the outlier.
There's some risk. This is the thing: is any pitcher that plays the Angels right now is always producing at a higher level because the Angels have built-in strikeouts in lineup, and everyone's like, there's like 2 guys. There's Zach Nato and Mike Trout, and outside of that, like you don't have guys that hit. Well, most of those guys still strike out a ton. They moved Adele over, but obviously,
like just Ballesteros a little bit. Like that definitely helps their lineup.
Yeah, it does. But like he's also, dude, his strikeout rate's like 34%. Like it's something insane. So Javier, again, there is risk there for sure. But I think he's firmly in play for me as like an SP2 potentially. There's risk. I don't know if I'm gonna get there. I think maybe 500 more you could find to get Molly. I think Molly is safer to your point. I think they have similar upside to me, right? The Angels lineup is definitely worse to me than the Minnesota lineup. But the real cream of the crop here is Houston. I love Houston against Clausen. Clausen's a prospect. The stuff is not good. What we've seen recently in the majors has not been good. And Houston
was pretty good last start out against Texas.
Yeah, what we've seen against Houston, where you play them and where they explode offensively is at home, right? So like obviously Jordan Alvarez to me is like he gets right here. This is another spot. He hits multiple home runs. I think he's good for like 6+ bases here. But the rest of the team is pretty cheap. Like Isaac Paredes 3.8, Cam Smith in the lineup batting 8th. I like him a lot. Even like Pena, I'm a big fan of Pena today as well. So yeah, I'm high on Houston. This is like
you're also listen. You have to take your. Listen, this is the best advice you.
Oh no! But hold on. Let me get that. So Houston also has the second highest team total in the slate. So like this is not. I don't think this will go under owned. Houston will be highly owned tonight, and I think they should be. I think they right behind the Dodgers. I want to say that they're like that second highest team total on the slate, and that's to me is like. Yeah, I want to play Houston. Obviously, I have them in best ball, so you're going to say that. Your arguments could be, oh, I want them to do well, but also just objectively, it's a great spot. It's a 9.5 team total. The money's juiced to Houston, obviously, and I think they smash it. I think this is like a 10-2 game. I think Houston comes through in a big way. Again, where I stack Houston is at home, right? There's a lot of bats. I think the power plays a little bit better for some of the bats in the Houston lineup, especially Isaac Paredes. So I'm high in Houston, man. I think Houston smashed this year. I think they will be, to me, it's like they're not super expensive. They're cheaper than like when you build an entire stack. I think they're cheaper than like Kansas City. They're a little cheaper than the Dodgers. So I'm big on Houston tonight. maybe not a surprise to you, but I'm all aboard the Astros.
The best advice everyone I've heard in this regard is that you can never be unbiased. No one can ever be unbiased. You can only be aware of your biases, and this is the true in this scenario. Like, you are definitely biased toward the Astros because you want them to perform, and they are objectively in a good spot. But that also makes you lean there because you have stock in them playing well, also. So it's going to be a double whammy. And they put up 2 runs tonight. So good luck. I don't think I'll be there. I understand the spot. I think Clausen's actually okay as a prospect, and I think he's going to work his way to improving. But Houston's not a team you want to play pitchers against generally anyway. So I get that there. I'm not going to play Javier either. I disagree. I think the Angels can be pesky at times. Like Grisham at the bottom of the lineup low can be a little bit of a problem. So I don't like Javier as much as you do. And it's just a concern. I mean, he had one really good start against this team, but they just saw him. So there's a little concern there for me. So this is a game where, I definitely value Houston as the A side is a bet for me as well. But definitely not going to be playing Javier in any capacity. Probably won't be playing the Astros either. Just more of a bet pass for me.
Interesting. Yeah, I didn't think you'd probably be on board with either of those plays, but I'm big on Houston tonight. We'll see how it goes. But this is my kind of flag plant play of the day. Let's see the last game. This is obviously the magnum opus, the game you have to get right, whether it's like getting right by fitting or getting right the bats correct. We're in course here. We have Eric Lauer on the mound for the Dodgers, and then we have Ryan Feltner on the mound for Colorado. Dude, at 6K, I have a lot of interest in Lauer. He's been really, really good. And to me, Colorado is like they're a bottom tier team, right? They're a bottom 4 offense. It's like the only benefit for them is they're at home in Colorado. But the numbers for Eric Lauer, especially lately, have been just really good. And that 6K, I think he's like, if you want to stack up the Dodgers tonight, I think he's going to be in play. I think he will be played as well. And there's risk. Again, this is another pitcher that you have to consider the risk.
There's huge risk. Let me jump into Eric Lauer because I watched him pitch recently. He leaves so much of his hanging off speed in the zone and just drops out into the zone. In course, that's going to be absolutely horrible. They're going to have all day to just absolutely hit these balls out. I'm really concerned about Eric Lauer in this, but I'm not playing him at all. I can't touch him with a 10-foot pole because I think watching him pitch live, there's some concern there. Like that, if he hangs those pitches in the zone, in course, it's gonna be 9-9 baseball for him. So I just don't think he's a good play. I don't think he's a particularly good pitcher. I know he's had decent starts here and there. It's just pretty unpredictable. And in course is not a reason to jump on a guy. I know he's cheap. So maybe you get some run support from the Dodgers.
It's not just in course, it's who he faces in course, right? It's like this is his last 3. This is their Lauer experience. 24 fantasy points, -7, and then 23.7. I think it's gonna be closer to the 23 that we've seen in the last 2 of the last 3. Just the lineup.
Both of those are at home, right? So when you look at the Cubs and but he did face Seattle and Kansas City, and maybe Colorado.
And then he faced Philly at Philly, and he put up 17 points. I think that's probably a true outcome.
He just faced Colorado at Dodger Stadium, put up 8. So it's like it's. I mean, I don't think you should trust Eric Lauer. I'm really worried about you trusting him with your 888. That's just my advice. I'm just going to say that. I mean, I think Tyler Mahle is far safer and has far more upside, right? There's just so much risk when you play a pitcher in Coors that's not particularly a good pitcher. And I think Eric Lauer fits that description pretty accurately. So for me, pass on that. And, this is Slate where I'm going to try to get different and just not play the Dodgers. Ryan Feltner is a guy who's been pretty bad this season. I thought he was better than this. He was better last year. Has a decent fastball. Has been pretty bad lately. Can mitigate damage occasionally, but it's the Dodgers, right? They make sense. They're probably the best play in the slate in a vacuum. You should just play the Dodgers. But whenever you try to find a reason not to play a guy, I'm going to dive deep. And I think Feltner has okay stuff. He mostly works off of that fastball. Yeah. And the fastball is the thing that's the least effective in Coors. So I'm hoping he can work the way through the lineup and maybe give up 4 or 5 and not 15. I'm hoping that's the case. But Dodgers in a vacuum, probably the best play in the slate. And if you want to get a little different, I mean, if people do play Lauer, definitely stack against Lauer. I mean, he can get had. Like I said, if you watch him pitch, you're on the edge of your seat because you see all this hanging, breaking stuff high in the zone. These guys are just going to rip out of the park. So I'd definitely be worried if you're playing Lauer, and I would definitely just look at a Colorado stack because people often – when stacking this game, they see the A side, and the Dodgers are obviously that, and they forget that, Eric Lauer can be had on the opposite side as well.
No, I think, the Dodgers, I mean, both sides are in play. I think that's a fair case to be made. You can play Lauer, and I think you can also play Colorado. You have a lot of guys that are cheap. Like Connor Norby is a guy that stood out for me at second base as bad in the heart of the lineup, and he's 3K even. I think that's a fair price. And I actually
see you, boy.
Yeah, that's why my eyes went to him. But at second base at 3K, you're like, man, that's pretty fair value in Coors tonight. I do think the Colorado side would be much lower end. The guy that I'm interested to play and I want to hear your take is Kyle Tucker. Like Bat seventh tonight. The man has been, dude, he's like crying in the bench. I don't know if that was actually real. I didn't look too deeply, but like he was sitting alone in the dug. He's been horrible.
He's on a winning team. Like it's like you get motivated, but like he doesn't have any motivation because he's like he's getting carried, and he'll have streaks where he's good. He's still a good baseball player.
But at 5-1, Dylan, these are the. Let me just read off the last 6 performances: 0, 0, 0, 0, 2, 4, 4. I think I registered 7 there. That's not, dude. That is scary. I mean, like.
The last time you hit a home run, it was the day I bet him to hit a home run, which is just lovely. When you get that home run, I think it was at Chicago. So yeah, I understand it. It's just like at 5-1, why even play? I mean, yeah, you can get some upside, but what are the chances Kyle Tucker gets it all back in one game, hits 2 home runs? Pretty unlikely.
That and 7th, I do think. Like I think there's an outcome to like double-digit points, but at 5-1 in the alpha, they're like double-digit points.
It's replaceable.
It's replaceable. So like, and he's still 5-1. Like that's not so cheap. Like he should, like really realistically, like he should be like 3-7. Like, and then maybe it's better play. But I mean, on the Dodgers, they're expensive, right? Freddie Freeman, I love, but he's 6-1. Shohei Ohtani, I feel like he's tough to play at 7-1 tonight. Obviously, you wanted to play him last night, but I just the cost is there. They're expensive, so it's like you kind of have to decide what you want to do there tonight. The flag plan for me is Houston. I'm going to build around a 5-man stack there and kind of see where else I can get with the pitchers. I'm going to rethink the pitching now that we've kind of talked about this because my 8A did have Javier and Lauer, and I just with what we discussed too, it's like there's risk there.
So much risk.
So much risk, and I think you don't want to lose a pitcher, and there are guys I think that are a little bit safer tonight, so maybe moving the build a bit. But we did it, man. 8 games, 9 games. Damn it, I keep saying 8 games. 9 games, maybe 8 games with the Chicago weather game, but should be a fun slate. Hopefully I can take it down.
Yeah, man.
There's a big golf tournament this week of 4 for I can't do it. It's like 30 people. Well, how many golfers are in the field?
50.
Yeah. I mean, this is one of those weeks where you just like make your stack. Don't build to cap right with 50 golfers. Kind of play the guys you want to play, and then like get a little contrarian with like how you organize the lineup, leaving like double digit left over like 1,100, 1,200, 1,300, something in that range. I think that's the way to play when there's 50 golfers, right? The golf is very variable at this point. Scheffler looked like the old Scheffler last week, just completely dominated. I bet him and Islam Makhachev, and I was like, this is easy money. Like we should just, I mean, maybe the Islam one wasn't as easy as you thought, but like Scheffler after 2 days was like minus 200. I'm like, why is he not like minus 600 to win this? Yeah. Like it's just like he absolutely cooked everybody. It wasn't even close.
Well, golf is a tough thing sometimes, and we know that. So.
But it's like when Scheffler's leading, it's like he's just, and that course is actually pretty tough last week. So it's just like it just feels like he's just gonna be able to cook.
All right, man. Well, thanks for chopping up, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Goodbye. Good luck. Let's take something down. Win a GPP. If it's not us, it's I hope it's you. So
yeah,
we'll be back to break down some baseball tomorrow.
Yeah. When are you traveling back, Dylan?
I gotta hit the road tomorrow. I'm not sure yet.
What time's the conference end?
It ends before I'm actually gonna leave. It ends after I'm supposed to leave. We'll see.
Okay.
Me and you will coordinate, see if we can jump on tomorrow. If not, we'll be back Thursday.
Okay, cool. Thanks for jumping on. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Yeah, questions, comments. If you guys want more from us, more things, let us know. Dylan, I'll see you later, man. And good luck. Good night, folks. Are you sweating baseball tonight, Dylan, or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta go handle some shit in the hotel though. So
All right. See you guys.